Around 1175, in the Catalan town of Vilafranca del Penedès near Barcelona, a boy named Raymond of Penyafort was born into a noble family connected to the House of Aragon. Gifted with a sharp mind, he studied at the cathedral school in Barcelona and then at the University of Bologna in Italy, where he learned philosophy, civil law, and canon law. By the age of 20, he was teaching philosophy, and in his 30s, he earned doctorates in both civil and canon law, a rare distinction in the medieval world. From 1195 to 1210, he lectured on canon law at Bologna, establishing himself as a leading jurist. When the Bishop of Barcelona learned of his brilliance, he recalled Raymond to Spain to serve as archdeacon and vicar general, ordaining him a priest. Despite his success, Raymond longed for religious life. That longing was inflamed around 1222 when he heard a fiery sermon by Blessed Reginald, a Dominican. At 47, Raymond entered the order of preachers. It was an unusual choice for a renowned professor, but he embraced poverty and penance wholeheartedly. His superiors asked him to put his legal expertise at the service of souls by composing a handbook for confessors. He wrote the Summa de Casibus Poenitentia, one of the earliest manuals of moral theology. Rather than a mere catalogue of sins and penances, it presented doctrines and laws to guide priests in advising penitents. Raymond himself became known as an outstanding confessor, combining legal precision with pastoral gentleness. He also supported new initiatives for charity. In 1218, a young nobleman, Peter Nolasco, proposed founding an order dedicated to redeeming Christians enslaved by Muslims. Raymond encouraged him, obtained royal approval, and helped draft the constitutions of the Order of Mercy, Mercedarians. Raymond understood that true mercy must be organized to be effective. In 1230, Pope Gregory IX summoned Raymond to Rome, appointed him papal chaplain and chief canonist, and charged him with a daunting project: to collect and organize all papal and conciliar legislation issued since Gratian's earlier compilation a century before. Raymond labored for 3 years, sifting through decrees and arranging them systematically into 5 books. Promulgated in 1234, the Decretals of Gregory IX became the standard reference for church law for nearly 7 centuries and earned Raymond the title, Father of Canon Law. Grateful for his work, the Pope nominated him Archbishop of Tarragona. Raymond, ever humble, begged to be excused. According to tradition, he fell gravely ill, and the Pope relented. Back in Spain, Raymond served as confessor to King James of Aragon. One famous legend recounts that while accompanying the king on the island of Majorca, Raymond rebuked him for traveling with his mistress and asked permission to return to Barcelona. When the king refused and forbade any ship to carry the friar, Raymond unfurled his black Dominican cloak on the sea, fashioned a mast from his staff, made the sign of the cross, and stepped aboard. Witnesses watched in awe as he sailed roughly 100 miles to Barcelona in a matter of hours. Shamed by this miracle, the king repented. The story symbolizes Raymond's trust in God and his courage to confront injustice, even when dealing with royalty. In 1238, the Dominicans elected Raymond Master General. He traversed Europe on foot, visiting friaries and nuns, promoting discipline and study. He revised the constitutions, inserting a clause that allowed a master to resign. 2 years later he exercised that option, stepping down to resume the humble life of a friar. Free from administrative duties, he spent decades preaching, catechizing, and hearing confessions. He sought not only to defend the faith but to share it. Believing that understanding fosters conversion, he founded schools in Tunis and Spain where friars could learn Arabic and Hebrew. He persuaded his younger confrere Thomas Aquinas to write the Summa Contra Gentiles, against the Gentiles, to provide a rational foundation for dialogue with non-Christians. In a letter written in his 80s, Raymond claimed that 10,000 Muslims had been received into the church through these efforts. Raymond remained active into advanced age. He counseled kings and popes, yet he retained his simplicity. He is said to have allowed conjugal visits for prisoners to preserve their marriages and to have mediated disputes with fairness and compassion. Visitors ranging from peasants to royalty sought his wisdom. On January 6, 1275, having reached the age of 100, he died peacefully in Barcelona. He was buried in the Cathedral of Santa Eulalia. In 1601, Pope Clement VIII canonized him. Today, he is honored as the patron of canonists, lawyers, and confessors, and his feast is observed on January 7th, January 8th in Canada. His life shows that intellectual gifts, when united to humility and charity, can build up the church and serve both justice and mercy.